Charlie. Hey, it's Jabbo. Welcome to BrickTsar. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing all right. Just kind of a unusual time right now with all the stuff that's going on in the world. And I've been home a lot this weekend where normally I'd be doing some other things. And one of the things I've done is I've parted out the Shimmer and Sparkle Spa, or whatever it's called, those Lego Movie 2 sets that I got for $20 a piece. Had 12 copies of it, parted them out. I was going to do a video of parting them out, but I didn't. And why didn't I? Because it is easier to not film while you're parting out. Because I usually set things down. I'll see if I can set. Oh, there we go. I usually set it up in the living room and I watch TV while I'm parting out. And it's just, I'd have to, I don't know, it's inconvenience. I don't necessarily do it non-stop. But I took one evening, I think it was Friday, and I watched about 5 episodes of Star Trek Voyager. Haven't really watched those since they originally aired back in the mid-90s, like 95, I think is when that came out. And so I got back to watching that because we finished the Picard series, and so I thought, I'm going to go back and watch Voyager. Because I couldn't remember all the storylines. But anyway, so yeah, it's just easier to not film. But I will mention this about parting out sets. I use these cups. Some of them weren't big enough for the things that I had more quantity of. And usually once a cup got filled, I would dump it into a bag. And so the way I part out, and everybody has different ways. Like I'm doing it on the floor, which is not the most comfortable place to do. It might be easier to do it on a table where you can slide things into the cup or the other container that you're using. But whatever you're using, it's good to have a bunch of them. Because I think this set had 168 different elements. So you need that many containers or bags or whatever you're using. And then I kind of group them by color. And the way you do when you're doing multiple sets is first you open all the boxes. Charlie. After you open all the boxes and dump all the pieces out, don't open the bags yet. I separate the instructions and the stickers because they're usually free floating in the box. After you do that, then you separate, if they're numbered bags, you group them by the number. If they're not numbered bags, then you would group them by, just look at the bag and see which bags are the same and group those together. So you want to put similar bags, or same bags, I should say, together. And once you do that, you start with whatever number. I actually ended up starting with bag 4 because it had a lot of big pieces and it was easy to sort. But you open the bag up. Sometimes there's smaller bags inside the bag. You separate those, do those separate from the one big bag. So I would just start with big items and work your way down. So when you go through, you figure out how many different parts are in that bag, have that many cups, and then you separate all those parts out, and then you dump all the bags out at once after that, or maybe in groups of 5 or however many that you feel comfortable doing. I usually, with this one, I do one bag and then I dump the other 11 and just sort away. I had them right there I put a sheet on the carpet because we got a dark colored carpet, and so the white sheet makes it easier to see the parts when I'm separating. And then after that, yeah, you just work your way down. You feel like you're accomplishing something by doing the big pieces first, but the little bags are actually the most time consuming. The little elements are the ones that take the longest. Took me longer to do all the little bags than it did the big bags when I was parting out that set. But I got done with it, and then the next step is to put it in the store. And since my store is closed right now, I can just leave everything like this. And I've actually already added this to my store. It's just not put away yet. So that could cause problems if my store was open right now, because somebody could order something from here, then we'd have to go find it. And some of the things are in drawers already, some are not. They don't have a location, so those wouldn't be visible if the store was open. So I'm going to need more containers. I think I got about 200 items now that don't have drawers, because I've parted out some other sets as well. I'm thinking about getting some more of those Tafco drawers because they're cheap. Yeah, and I worked around the problem with the tabs, so they all close now. They don't hold as much as the stack-ons, but they're available. Stack-ons not available. And anyway, again, the store is closed. My wife had not been feeling well the past week. Doesn't have the coronavirus or anything, but just with that, and I'm having to bring my truck home from work and don't know what's going to happen from day to day. And I didn't want to be having orders and then something come up and we weren't able to pick them. So the store has not been open. Probably will open when there's not a high risk of coronavirus. And then I know things will have settled down. Once that happens, then I know things will be settled back down. And really, we all kind of need to watch our spending right now anyway. I think, although it's catch-22, because we also need to support the economy, because that's where, people jobs. So I figure, I don't need the income from Bricklink. So by me closing my store, that makes more likely that if people are buying from Bricklink, they'll have to go to some other seller that is in more of a need than I am. And so, yeah, it's a nice little break, though. I've enjoyed this weekend, actually. We've stayed in the house all day, all weekend, I should say, since Friday. And I'm more of a homebody anyway, but I playing with slot cars, and then I was playing with trains, been doing stuff for TrainsAre Fun. So it's actually done more TrainsAre videos than BrickTsar videos, and that's different. So anyway, I'm going to go. Got a lot of more things I want to do. I got the table mostly cleared off. This is kind of the review table. Haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do Lego related as far as upcoming videos. I got a lot of sets that I could build, but right now I've been focusing more on the train stuff for TrainsAre Fun, and got a whole bunch of stuff up in the living room right now as I speak. But I don't know. I don't know what the next thing is. I got to clean up the back room. It's just a mess, so I may work on that, because I do want to get to eventually to have a small area to have other things that I can display. That's not the review table. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all that update. Hope y'all are doing well. The store will return, just not sure when. And I got to get all these parts put in. It's going to probably take a couple hours, I think, to put away the parts. So that's another thing you have to consider when you're doing Bricklink. Actually, I could probably do it in less than 2 hours. There's 168 lots, but the problem is, I think that was the right number. I could be wrong. But these cups make it easy because you can just dump them in there. It's easier than scooping them out of these trays. I'm never using these trays again for sorting because it's so hard to get the little pieces out. This, you just dump them. Oh, look, toilet paper. Oh, we're good. Plenty of toilet paper will be in my store. But I'm not going to put it in there because people hoard it. Should I price gouge it? I think I'll price gouge it. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys and gals in the next video. Remember, I don't have a slogan and I don't have a Patreon. And by the way, I
I am now 68 centimeters shorter. I'd appreciate it if someone would repair my holographic projectors before I have